What is going on, guys? Mobile Care News here, and we have this article on T-Mobile with the CEO of T-Mobile. Now, this article, he's explaining how T-Mobile is on the right path to compete with AT&T and Verizon on 5G. Now, 5G is the main focus on this goal, which is a good path. I honestly wish each carrier would continue talking about LTE because LTE is still, alive and well. I don't think they'll get rid of it. Maybe in 10 years, I'm not really sure, but I really hope they were talking about LT as well. We just scroll down here through the article. They're saying even with their merger with Sprint, it says here they have in the first quarter of 2021 they got 0.998% on the first postpaid phones. Basically they're saying customers and services compared to 1.3% in the fourth quarter of 2020. Now it says here with their traffic, with their network combined of the Sprint and T-Mobile, they're doing good. They're doing good so far. They're focusing on their Magenta plans with wireless, and they have the best value, and now they're on to have the best network. Here's okay. I don't find any carrier trying to be the best a bad thing. That's a good thing. Competition is great. You know, pleasing the customer is great. You know, giving what the customer wants will always be a good thing. That's a good thing. However, I don't like how T-Mobile is, I don't want to say sugarcoating it because sugarcoating it sounds like it's fake. I don't want to say it like that. They're they're hyping up their marketing way too much. T-Mobile needs to actually get their head in the game because I know they're the first carrier to employ 5G deploy, or they started the 5G wave. Back then, Verizon started the LT 4G LTE wave, and then AT&T, and then T-Mobile. Even though they were late, but I guess they're here now with LTE. It's better late than never, I assume. So they started the 5G, but it sounds and it looks like T-Mobile. No, sorry. It sounds like Verizon is literally like a cheetah, just like sprinting and deploying C-band and like a few hours, several hours ago, they got permission from the government to deploy their C-band, either to test it or to switch it to full swing mode. I really believe T-Mobile needs to get their head in the game. There's this quote a friend of mine told me: "Less talk, more action." I even heard it in a song too. Surprisingly, T-Mobile needs to do less talk, more action. Yes, you do. Yes, I do understand marketing is important, and you should hype up every, if especially if you're a business company, a business wireless company, like all three carriers, T-Mobile, Verizon, and AT&T. Marketing is good. Getting customers to your service, getting people to switch to your service, whether they're new or to switch service, that's important. But T-Mobile is honestly doing the opposite of what the other two carriers are doing. They're not taking action, they're just talking. I want them to reverse that. I really do. Reverse it to less talk and more action. I really want them to do that because if they keep talking without taking less action, it's just not going to go well. It's not going to go their way. It's going to be it's just they're going to be left behind. Rumors right now are circulating between analysts and investors, mostly analysts, that AT&T will be the late to the 5G race. But I have this feeling that it might be T-Mobile who might be last, and that honestly cannot happen again because they were last to the 4G LTE race. I honestly, what surprises me before Sprint even merged with T-Mobile, even Sprint got their LTE up and running to the ground, and they were pretty bad with their coverage. Well, I'm not saying they were bad, but they weren't good. They were okay. Some parts I heard in California were good, some parts of Miami, some parts got no coverage. But T-Mobile cannot be last again because if they are, that's just gonna spell a major problem and what they're gonna do in the future. Now I do believe T-Mobile is getting left behind in the short term with Verizon and AT&T, but the long term, I do have some faith in that. They are doing pretty good. I just hope they can literally do less talk and more action with everything going on. Even with Sprint and T-Mobile mixed together, they're literally claiming that if you scroll down here, where did I see it? I'm trying to see where I could see it. It says really can't find it here, but they said they're claiming that they're improving their service pretty fast. I really hope they are actually being serious and not just using words without any action. I really hope so. And they're also having issues with they haven't talked about they were not asked about the issue with Dish and T-Mobile. Basically, they had a feud. Um, they're letting Dish is borrowing T-Mobile service to deploy at the meantime to deploy their own 5G network, and T-Mobile is going to shut down Sprint CDMA network in next year in January 2022. And T-Mobile is telling them that we've given you enough time to focus on your service, and Sprint and Dish is saying we need more time, we need more time. And T-Mobile keeps saying we've given you the time and we've given you this date. Like, you guys need to get your stuff going. You need to get your stuff going like ASAP. And I see where T-Mobile's coming with this. I really do. And I'm kind of agreeing with T-Mobile, but then I'm kind of agreeing with Dish at the same time. Does need to start their 5G era, because all three carriers right now, T-Mobile, AT&T, and Verizon, are really trying to play catch up with this, especially in the new 5G era. But then I agree with Dish at the same time too, because like T-Mobile's kind of rushing them, like in a way where they're like, "Hurry up, or we're gonna cut you off," and that's just maybe not giving enough time. I don't know what you guys think. I want you guys to your opinion if who's right or wrong, T-Mobile, Dish, or are they just arguing like immature adults? I'm not really sure. Scrolling down here next, the CEO talks about how T-Mobile is in a great position to capture customers and their fixed wireless access, FWA for short, market. Now, I do agree with the CEO on this one. T-Mobile is getting a lot of customers this year. They got a lot of customers in December 2020, me included, because I switched from AT&T to T-Mobile. I'm not saying T-Mobile is a bad company. I just I just didn't have a good experience, but I honestly would want to go back to them and, try their service. I'm pretty sure their service has improved 10 times better than T-Mobile. I do believe that. I just hope T-Mobile actually gets their head in the game and actually does something, because they're hyping up their marketing way too much. The other carriers, they're probably doing it too. But I keep hearing a lot of news almost every day how Verizon and AT&T are up. I keep seeing updates this, update that, update that, breaking news that they're improving their service everywhere in the USA. California sometimes, Florida, Vegas, and I'm like, this is insane. Like, they're actually doing less talk and they're taking more action than what I'm expecting. Literally, they are. And also, T-Mobile is they're also doing a very high they're also hyping up their home internet, which I think they're focusing on their home internet more than 5G, or maybe it's vice versa. They just started their home internet, and they also started T-Vision. I really hope those go well too, because Verizon has had Fios for the longest time, and also AT&T has DirecTV, and I believe AT&T TV. I'm not sure if they're the same thing or if they changed the name, but I really hope T-Mobile can improve that. And also, don't let's not forget there's Dish Network as well. They're competing. They already have that. They're trying to jump up to the 5G wireless service. and I just hope it all goes well. And I'm curious how everything's gonna play out. I really am. Scroll down here. T-Mobile is launching its 5G home internet to more than 3 million households this year. It's stated it's going to serve 7 to 8 million subscribers with fixed wireless by 2025. That is a lot. 7 to 8 million subscribers. I do feel like they need to be more aggressive with their home internet. Don't get me wrong. 7 million to 8 million subscribers is a lot, but I feel like they should be investing more money and get more subscribers because by 2025, AT&T and Verizon will have a lot of subscribers, more than T-Mobile. If we scroll down here, the CEO of T-Mobile is taking a similar approach to the CEO of Verizon, Hans Vastberg, and they're basically talking about what's coming up with mid-band spectrum and 5G. Scroll down here, T-Mobile is focusing with their 250. No, sorry, they're focusing on 2.5 gigahertz spectrum from Sprint, and T-Mobile is focusing on their high millimeter wave and their ultra wideband 5G. So the conclusion I put here for T-Mobile is they really need to step up the game and they need to get more customers. They need to train more people to convince, to get more people on their service, but at the same time investing more money in building their network, turning Sprint towers into T-Mobile towers and just expanding the network because Verizon is investing heavily. They're spending so much money on their service, and I want T-Mobile to do the same thing. I know AT&T is doing it. AT&T is improving like almost every day. They're going aggressive on their investment and their spending. They literally got done with a deal with Warner, and now they have extra cash flow to literally invest more in their 5G. So I don't know what T-Mobile is doing. I don't know if they're investing less. I really want them to be investing a lot of money. I at least want them to be investing $40 billion into their 5G and services and converting everything to high band, millimeter waves, low band, everything. If T-Mobile cannot raise their investments, if they're being very cheap, they're going to be the last in the game and there's going to be no game for them. They're going to be last place like they were back in 2013. I just want T-Mobile to be serious about this and not think of it as a game. Yes, you can hype up anything. Yes, you can get more customers, but if your service is not improving, then you're going to hit rock bottom. That's just my personal opinion. T-Mobile needs to get their head in the game or they're going to be the last in place. Again, like